What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about Amicia in A Plague Tale Requiem. It's been several weeks now since the game has released. I felt, and this video will contain spoilers, so I felt it was kind of the right time. But I want to talk about why I fully believe this is one of the greatest characters ever made in a game. I said that, when the reviews went out, they provided me a code for this game early, so you could say, there's biasness there. Not really. Plague Tale Innocence, I thought, was a great game. I liked it quite a bit. I don't know if I would say loved. I don't know if I would have taken that step, and I really was hoping that Requiem would take all of the right steps to become a Game of the Year contender. And it did. Right now, I would say it's fighting with God of War, currently, as I'm recording this video, for my Game of the Year 2022. I really do believe it's that good. It really, really is. And part of the reason it's that good is Amicia. She carries, in my opinion, so much of this game. Now, not the entire game. The thing with this game is it's actually very well-rounded. The visuals are off the charts. The lighting, the water, which I'm a sucker for, 10 out of 10. Perfect water. Hugo, I thought, was actually incredible. And he comes into this, right? Because Amicia, how much of a character is she without Hugo? To be honest, not much, because her entire purpose in A Plague Tale Requiem relies on Hugo being there. That's the whole point. And so obviously, there's a bit that goes into making a character good besides just that character. Hugo's a big part of it. The supporting cast is a big part of it. The story, if the story was not crafted in the way that it was, if it wasn't leading into the path that it was going to, which we will talk about spoilers, right? So that ending really is powerful, and it really, does it do some stuff to kind of stop the middle of the game, hurt the middle of the game just a little bit? Yes, but I do think that entire journey really is focused on Amicia, because it's focused on that protector role, her being there, her being able to calm Hugo down, her being able to, or the point being that she just can't abandon this kid. She can't go reckless. She can't go into this rage, which is an important part of her character throughout the entire game. So, of course, we have to start with the voice, right? The voice of Amicia. She does a phenomenal job from start to finish. Amicia as a character goes through, I'd argue, in this game more than most characters in any game. And I mean that from, they travel a lot, so distance-wise, she covers, large portions of the globe. She is emotionally, super engaged, let's say, in this game. She goes through rage, again, being a huge part of her character, of, she gets extremely mad, and she also gets very much done with the situation, where she's just kind of, finished with everything. She experiences that time and time again, and she pushes through it. Really, in my opinion, this is how you do, not just a female or not a female character, this is how you do any character. She's not like this protector in shining armor. She's not invincible. She goes through hardships, right? One of the main issues, I think, in modern day Hollywood, or even you could argue modern day game storytelling, any kind of storytelling, is if characters become too powerful, right? Where they don't really have a character. It's all relied on, we're just gonna say they're overly powerful. I think Rey is a good example of that done wrong. Great actress in Daisy Ridley. I like her acting as Rey, but just she's powerful because she's powerful, right? Whereas Amicia, she goes through things. It makes sense why she's more powerful in this game, stronger, literally powerful in that way, than in Innocence. And she gets better throughout the game. She gets help. It's actually kind of uncommon nowadays where characters may need help from others. The supporting characters in A Plague Tale Requiem is just a rotating cast of people to help the situation, sometimes harm it, but also then help it. And that's the point, right? So Amicia faces hardships. She faces failure, both in herself and also the quest in general, right? This quest of figuring all this stuff out with Hugo and basically curing him. It doesn't work. I mean, literally it fails. The whole thing, and it's honestly, in my opinion, a brilliant story kind of device that they use, where they walk you through this era of the game, or this segment of the game where you feel hopeful, just to then at the end of the game, there were mistakes made, issues happened, characters got in the way, she was injured, he thought she was dead, right? And you have to end up killing him. There's literally nothing you can do. Technically, you don't have to kill him. Lucas will kill him if you don't, but he will die, right? So really, you fail. The whole point is this journey of this brother-sister relationship, which is phenomenal. I think that really, shines throughout this game. And that's another thing she goes through, right? So emotional in terms of rage, sadness, the ending of the game, incredibly sad, both for her and for us. But then also just throughout the game, she's very worried about Hugo. Again, now, a lot of her character rests upon Hugo. She's very concerned about him. She wants to be there. She just wants these things to stop. But again, I really think that reflects on her character, the willingness to keep going. That is that kind of being powerful thing without being literally like a knight in shining armor, right? She's not somebody who can just take all of these blows. Killing people really gets her into trouble. She can't do it forever. She can't take on, endless, unless if the game, demands it. She can't take on endless amounts of enemies. Eventually, she's going to run out of energy or stamina or, whatever. And I think that makes her very human. Like, she's a character that has kind of like superhuman abilities in terms of like her aim with her sling and stuff, but she's about as human as they come, where she faces real emotion, she faces rage, she faces loss, and she fails and gets back up. And again, like in terms of what she goes through in this game, forget the ending with Hugo. She gets beat up and beat up and beat up and almost dies several times and has incredible stamina because she really does always run away from rats and all these different situations that are going on. She goes through so much, but honestly, it really, and I keep going back to this, guys, it's believable. It's believable because you have this kind of sense through the story, through her acting, through all that stuff, that she has to go on for no other reason than she has to. Like, she literally cannot stop. She wants to, she countless times in this game, she wants to just stop what she's doing, but she literally can't. Whether it be protecting Hugo or somebody else kind of gives her that nudge to get up, she just keeps going. And it's like she really needs a rest at some point in this game, and she gets like 5 minutes to herself before something else bad happens. You can maybe see yourself in her, or there's just something relatable to that sense that she's gonna do whatever she humanly possibly can to protect Hugo and to get him through the situation, right? And I love that. And again, all parts of this help. The story leading you through this segment of hope, only then to like have all of these things just go wrong, and eventually that hope, you learned a lot. She learned a lot. She kind of understands the cycle and how things work, but she failed. All of them failed with Hugo. And that sucks. Like, it sucks again for her, and it sucks for us. And so the story led you there. The characters, again, she's not much without Hugo, so he's a very important piece to this. Even the visuals. Now, like, and the acting, obviously, is a gigantic part of it as well. But the visuals, I think, in terms of the lighting and how just she looks. I talk about this and I don't want to go too negative because this video is kind of all positive. There are some games out there, we'll say, that have the more, human, like it's believable that they're actual people. And I really think Plague Tale does it better than most games out there where they feel real. There's some games where if you look into the characters' eyes, they feel empty because they're just, they're just designs. They're just people that, that made them and stuck them in the game. Even if they're real people that were acting them in motion, capturing them, when you see them in the game, it's just something feels wrong. This game is not like that. And that's a huge credit to, that's why this game deserves so many accolades, because so many people worked really hard on it. You can feel through the lighting, through the visuals, through the texture. She just looks like a real person. Her eyes make you, it really does look like a real person. The tears that she has, the raw rage, we talked about the rage, right? You can see that in her face. And some games, if they don't have the art nailed down, if they don't have the visuals, they can try to portray that in the acting, but you may not actually be able to see it, right? So this game kind of just nails so many different elements of it because, yes, her voice and the actress that plays her, right? You can't do it without her. But, for as good as she is, if you can't see it on her when you need to during these cutscenes, it's really not gonna work all that well. It's not gonna be perfect, like nearly perfect, that I would honestly consider this game in terms of Amicia. So I think they nailed it. I really do. People oftentimes will say, and there'll be these stupid Twitter arguments where it's like, there's not enough female characters in games, or like, well, what's your favorite female characters? Like, let's just say that to kind of like even things out. Here's the thing. It shouldn't even be about like male versus female. It should be just, these are amazing characters. This game has an amazing character. Doesn't matter who they are. she's incredible. And now, if you want to add her to the list of, who are these female, or are there any female-led games, which one are good, which of these characters are the best, she would be easily up there. I think there's others. There's definitely others that I personally really, really love, but it's not, again, really a male versus female thing to me. When I was playing this game, I was thinking, she's not one of the best female characters in a game. She's one of the best characters in a game, period. She's better than so many of them because she just feels very, very real. And I admire what she went through in that game. Obviously, she's not real, okay, and the game's not real. But, if it was real, my God, she went through quite a bit. So I really am. I'm so impressed with her. And at the end of the day, I'm playing God of War Ragnarok right now. But if that character and that actress that plays her, I believe her name is Charlotte, she deserves to, right now, she deserves to win, like, the Voice Actor of the Year award, because she just did so incredible. But again, not just her. She definitely held it together, and it was probably the best part of it, and really just sold it in terms of her raw emotion, whether it was rage or anger or happiness or sadness. She nailed it, but it really took every other aspect of this game to pull it all together as well. So that's the reason why the whole game deserves a lot of praise. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on so you know when all these videos go up. If you want to follow or support the channel anywhere else, all my social media links are in the description below. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you all on the next one.